I'm a senior student athlete, and my company is Locker Lifestyle. It all started when one day after practice, my teammates and I went to our gym. All we needed was an ID and key, but we brought bulky wallets, and when we had our valuables stolen, I knew I had to do something about it. Bulky running belts seemed to be the only alternative, and my teammates were just as frustrated as I was. So fortunately, my momager had a bridal store, so I was able to meet with her seamstress and come up with a solution to store my valuables. The first product, the wrist locker, is the length of an ID to fit cash, keys, and up to an iPhone 10 Plus. Our patent-pending head locker is a pocket headband secured by Velcro to fit ID, cash, or running gels. Our third product is fully patented little locker and can adjust to the wrist, shoelaces, or a dog collar for doggy bag and dog treats. All Locker Lifestyle products allow you to bring the basics so you never have to worry about your valuables when on the go. They're dry wicking and machine washable. We started off on Etsy and sold out, so we moved to our current and primary distribution channel, lockerlifestyle.com. We've since grown over 200%, so we launched in Gazelle Sports, Skirt Sports, co-logoed with FedEx. And a couple months ago, Women's Running Magazine named our wrist locker the most versatile product for runners. We've sold over 2,000 units to date, and in the future, we have a verbal offer from Camping World, so you can store your valuables for the convenience and safety when traveling, fitness, and concerts. Woo. Thank you.
Can you explain your patents a little bit more?
Yes, so the wrist locker is design patent pending. The head locker headband is a design patent pending. And our fully patented little locker, we have the design patent for. We also have a utility patenting for it. So mostly for the way the items look, but for the little locker, also for the way it works.
I love that you're patent pending a lot of things, but you're a small company, so if someone actually rips it off, are you going to have the money to fight? Probably not. So what else do you have that's defensible besides the patents?
So for the wrist wallet, there's other wearables on the market, but they're made of poor fabric. They rip after a few uses, or if it's like the Velcro armbands, they can't be washed or add other valuables in them. In our wrist wallet, I use a locking zipper so it doesn't jingle, and one seam so you can use the entire pocket space. There's no pocket headbands currently on the market, and for the smaller adjustable little locker, we're working on both of those patents, but the adjustability and versatility of the product allows for expansion, and then we use Velcro and elastic, so there's multiple components.
You mentioned that the wristband holds iPhone and other equipment. Do you have any idea what size the wristband can hold before the Velcro tears or comes apart?
So I haven't met a phone it can't fit. Actually, it can fit up to an iPhone 10 Plus or any large Android, and we've tested it for running, kayaking, cycling, skiing, and many activities. We use a poly suplex blend, so they're high performance and dry wicking, meant to last, and if you sweat or get it dirty, it'll go right in the wash.
Talk to us a little bit about your pricing. I think the product was impressive. I think one of the concerns we have is that, I think as you said, somebody might rip it off. So that is a worry. But what about the pricing? It's a somewhat of a high price point, I think, for the headband was maybe $14.95, you
Correct.
said. So what is your strategy with respect for possibly dropping the price or price flexibility?
So we just found a large-scale manufacturer in the past couple months, and their minimums were $1,000 per SKU. So once we actually increase our volume, the price almost drops half. And with our intent from Camping World, if we can get that order, our manufacturer will drop that cost per SKU. So we are working on getting that cost down, absolutely. And we're doing B2B, so I've co-logoed with FedEx, Girls on the Run, for other promotional product opportunities.
Can you tell us more about your product opportunities you're considering besides the wristband and the headband?
So I'm actually working on an insertable tag add-on to the wrist locker. So for example, if you take your kid to Disney or if you go for a run and you need identification, you could put medical or emergency info, customizable to you, inside the band in case of an emergency. I actually had a runner reach out to me and say she didn't want to wear the bulky running belt and she was hit by a car when she needed her ID. Police couldn't identify her, hospital couldn't tell her parents, so now she never runs without her wrist locker. And I think that's an important thing. It's not only convenience, but it's a safety feature as well.
Can you talk about some of the go-to-market strategies? Because I know that if 10 years ago I was at Coachella, I probably would have bought this.
Yeah, so we're focusing on e-commerce. I'm working on just actually hired a digital marketing team for Facebook and Instagram ads. We're also just launching an affiliate marketing program for influencers and people who do go to Coachella. And then we just launched our headband on Amazon last week, so we're working on that as well. And then we're in the various retailers for that.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
What if a drop of investment could unleash a torrent of change? Well, in Tonga Village, girls walk up to 6 miles a day in search of water, missing school and being exposed to sexual violence along the way. Hello, my name is Hawa Tarawali, and this is the picture of my community. This was once my reality. According to the World Health Organization, this is also the reality of 2.5 billion humans worldwide. And this will become the most pressing global crisis in years to come if we don't act now. Fortunately, there is a solution. With your capital and our plan, Tonga Water will clean, treat, and distribute safe drinking water to households in Tonga Village for a weekly subscription of just $1 per family. We expect to reach 500 families within a year, representing 66% of our local population, ultimately reaching tens of thousands of families throughout Sierra Leone. Our treatment system is a proven technology. Improved distribution will keep girls safe and in school. Our sustainable financial model provides for operations, maintenance, and investment in new communities.
We went over this a little bit, but how much does the water filtration system cost to install? And then how much would it generate in revenue?
So our startup cost is estimated to be $25,000. The treatment system alone costs $15,000. The treatment system and the installation process costs $15,000. And we are going to be collecting $1 per every household that we distribute water to as a weekly subscription. It's based on a subscription model. And we expect to reach 500 families in Tonga Village, which is like our main place, like it's the place that we are targeting now. And there are more than 50 communities, 50 villages around Tonga that are in need of similar service. So we are going to be targeting 500 households and collect $1 from them every week, which will accumulate to $2,000 every month. And we estimate that we will spend $1,200 of that to continue our expenses and our ongoing costs, and reserve the remaining 40% profit margin, which is $800, so that we will be able to double our profit margin in double our customer base in every 12 to 18 months.
Right. So everybody pays $1 a week no matter how much water they take?
No, so we have a certain amount of water. So we have estimated that, because I grew up in Tonga Village, so I have estimated that each family will have 4 people in their family, or 4.5 people in their family. So what that means is that we want them to have adequate access to water to be healthy, not just to save the girls, because we want to save the girls, give them education, but we also want people to be healthy and live longer. So what we are going to do is that we are going to supply each family every week 60 liters of water, which will make every family drink at least 8 glasses of water, starting with 6, but we are going to encourage them to drink as high as 8 glasses of water a day. So one liter contains 80 glasses of water. Sorry, 120 liter contains 80 glasses of water. So we expect that if every family, 4.5 people in a family are consuming 6 glasses or 8 glasses a day, then the 80 glasses of water times 3 is going to be just enough to serve the family for a week and even more.
Can you help me understand your customer a little more? If this is the $1 a week, what is the annual income of a family? Can they afford $1 a week?
Yes, ma'am, they can. My dad is an example. He will go to the bar or to a relaxation place, and spend up to $3 just buying soft drink, like iced tea, stuff like that. And also, families in Tonga Village spend at least $1.50 a day on cooking utensils, like cooking food stuff, pretty much, which is like 13,000 yuans in Tonga currency, because $1 is equivalent to 8,700 yuans. So yes, it is very, very much affordable.
How many villages outside of Tongo?
So we have up to 75 villages in the surroundings, and in Sierra Leone we have up to 250 villages who are also in need of the same issue, the same system.
So the equipment that you have to install, it's installed at each well. And will you then partner with banks if there becomes quite a large demand? Because if there are 50 villages, et cetera, that can end up being a lot of money. Have you thought about that piece of it?
Well, corporate people, right? They are always good, but at the same time, they always want higher interest rates. And we are not in this to make profit, even though we want profit in order to be able to sustain the business and also expand to other communities. But our main interest here is to impact people's lives, right? So what we are going to do is we are going to partner with a company that produces this technology. They are based in Pittsburgh. I already contacted them. They are very much willing to sell me the first system. And if I prove it, it's like a pilot. If I prove this system, they will let me go into a business with them wherein they will list this system to me, and I'll pay them based on my profit margin.
Hello, my name is Rachel Pardew, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Flu, an enterprise software startup that's seeking to simplify the web through interactive tutorials. Have any of you ever used Google Analytics or QuickBooks or any other software platform and thought, I have no idea what I'm doing and I have no time to learn? Well, that's how my grandparents felt on a much simpler platform called Facebook. One day they asked me how to wish my Aunt Lou a happy birthday, and as I stood over their shoulder and I pointed to every button that they needed to press, I thought, why isn't there a customer success tool that does this? So that's when I teamed up with my co-founder, who's a full-stack developer, and we set out to develop Flu. Flu is a digital adoption platform that enables enterprise software companies to create their own interactive tutorials to train their users while they complete their work. For companies, this greatly boosts their adoption, and for users, it drastically cuts down their training time. Flu is addressing the $3 billion that CRM and financial services software companies spend annually on customer success. Flu is in beta now, and we are launching our Boston-based pilot next month. We also just filed for a provisional patent on our algorithm, which would make Flu's maintenance automatic. And lastly, we are developing a customized pilot program with QuickBooks to help their users integrate into third-party apps. Here at Flu, we're on a mission to simplify the web, and if that sounds interesting, I'd love to connect. Thank you.
A couple of questions. One is, won't Salesforce just do this themselves if they think that people like it better, or Google do it themselves? And then the other is how, this is like, there's a huge cottage industry around, how to do Excel, and how to do PowerPoint, and how to, and you're going to be in that huge mass of competition. Do you think that you're going to, how are you going to differentiate yourself? So, two questions.
Absolutely. So to address your first question, a platform like Flu takes months of time to develop with a team of developers, which of course they have those resources. But actually a couple weeks into launching our first prototype of Flu, HubSpot reached out to us because they were interested in interactive tutorials. And we learned that even a company that's as big as HubSpot, they're still using what's called shepherding tools, which is a form of interactive tutorial, but the difference is that they have to be completely hard-coded into the platform, and this causes them a lot of problems because HubSpot and other similar platforms are updated almost weekly, so the maintenance component is really where we stand out. So for these shepherding tools, it could completely break the platform, and the developers have to go back and recode the system. An interesting part of that is that we don't believe the developers are the ones with the knowledge to train people. That's the customer success team who don't have the technical knowledge. So where Lou stands out is our platform, which we sell directly to the company. It enables the customer success team to create these tutorials without any technical knowledge in just a matter of seconds. And then when the platform changes, they can go back into our platform and make the necessary edit in just a couple seconds. And our patent pending algorithm, once we achieve a larger data set, we'll be able to make these updates automatic.
So it's a business-to-business model primarily?
Yes.
So who creates the stuff you need for the consumer to use
Absolutely.
these applications?
So what we sell to the business is called our Lou Builder, and so it layers right on top of their existing platform, and it enables their customer success team, who have the most robust knowledge of how to use their platform, to create the content. And then they share this with all of their users via script tag. So it's just copy and paste, and after they do that once, every time they publish the update to the tutorial, it immediately goes to their users.
And how much are you going to charge for this? Are you going to charge, for example, Intuit, QuickBooks, one price? Are you going to charge different departments by the price? Because you don't want to charge Intuit one low price. That would be, you're not going to have a huge company then, because there aren't that many companies like that. So how are you thinking about that?
Exactly. So our pricing model is broken up for our two different clientele. So for companies that we're targeting that are between Series A and C, we price on number of monthly active users of their platform, starting at $500 a month for less than 10,000 users, and that scales based on a tiered model of monthly active users all the way to 50,000. But once a company reaches 50,000, it becomes entirely customized based on what they need from us, because we realize that they need more engineering time and development time to more tailor Lou to fit their platform.
So this is reminding me actually of the story of Intercom, right? Which services all sizes of companies, is proliferated and super successful. I'm not worried actually about Google building it themselves. I'm more worried about a company like Intercom building this themselves. What's your competition, and how are you going to actually differentiate from a company like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we are focusing on one aspect, which is interactive training. So we are passionate about radical simplicity and helping users learn as they go. And by focusing all of our research and development efforts on that, we believe that we will be the best platform within that market and could potentially be acquired by an Intercom one day.
Can you be a little bit more granular just about the pricing? I really want to understand
Sure.
that. For a company that's Series A or B, as you said, how much precisely? What, $10,000, $15,000?
Sure.
And for a huge company, 200, 500, what is it? I'd like to know.
Yes, so for 10,000 monthly active users or less, it's $500 a month. Sure, happy to trust later. Thank you.